Good day, gentlemen and ladies. On my today's video, it's about how to clean safely your rear or front snowblower after use. I'm gonna talk briefly about the prep and then after. All right. So for the prep portion, before you use your snowblower, either in front of your rear snowblower, do a good visual check on it. What I mean by visual check is make sure that there's no ice inside the propeller who throw the snow or all the mechanism. All right, I'm just gonna go much in detail with this tool. Is before you prep your snowblower, make sure that all the ice is free around here, there around the gearbox, and here at the end, and also make sure that the propeller is free to rotate using this tool. The reason why for me is I'm putting my tractor in my heated garage, so it's gonna melt. The reason why I clean is to so I have less water inside. But if you put your tractor a place either outdoor but it's staying cold, or indoor with cold environment, this here will start to build up, like you're seeing here, ice, because that thing is full of oil, and the oil get warm up and then the ice start to pack. If you're restarting your tractor in cold environment and everything is packed ice and the propeller is broken, ice jam, you end up probably changing the pins, the shear pin, either on the ear or either directly on the propeller itself. So it's very important that before the prep, do a good visual inspection. Then you check, of course, in the back, all the component of the PTO shaft, either the forward one or the rear one. Is it attached? Is it free from ice? Or you can check also the any type of damage which may occur and you didn't see it. All right, so this is the prep portion. I just talked about the prep portion and how to use your snowblower. Now, during the use, well, there's many videos, but basically during use, make sure you go at the proper level, make sure that the chute is oriented to a safe place. And of course, you go for what you can throw. So with the horsepower, the limit of your snowblower, you don't arrive right in the bank and thinking then you're gonna blow that thing really fast. You need to think about the limit of the power of your tractor, the transmission, the PTO shaft, all the shear pin, and the limit of that. So you have to keep that in mind with the proper RPM adjustment. If I'm blowing light snow, I ain't gonna throw that at 3000 RPM. I just need to throw it like maybe 10 feet away. That's it. If I go with wet snow, then I'm gonna crank up the RPM and go lighter on the speed and adjust correctly, appropriately with the workload of your maximum limit of your snowblower. Again, the transmission, and the engine, and of course the torque shaft, the PTO. I put a big warning sign here. Is after you're finished, you do need either you put your snowblower inside indoor, heated indoor, your garage, or outside or a non-heated garage. You do need to clean. All right, the situation for me, and the best way is to shut down the engine. This is the safest way. Shut down the engine, and then you can port in there. You can even put your hands. The engine is not running. However, in my case only, I'm not talking about you, and I don't recommend that you do that. All right, is I need to keep the engine idling for a period of time to let it cool down. And often when I use my snowblower, today I made the video just for you folks, so it's not, I already passed the snowblower like it was a demo basically. Is I need to have the diesel engine to cool down. All right. So what I do is the first step I do. I'm gonna show you that in detail here. what you see, it's the power lever to select which PTO is running. So here, it's the mid. All right, so there's a PTO point here for running a mower deck or a front snowblower. The other position here is to run the rear and the middle, all right, of the snowblower. So here you can see it's mid, 2,500 RPM for the forward. The rear it's 450 and 2005, and here it's only the rear. Now, after I finish using the snowblower, I put right away in mid. The reason why, I'm gonna demonstrate that to you. So the power lever is at mid right now. In mid level, the transmission, the PTO is not engaged. As you can see, the propeller is free. So despite the tractor running, there's no way in the world, because it's a mechanical linkage and it will connect. So using that shovel, I always use that shovel, even if it's shut down, it's easier to clean and stuff like that. But using this, it's safe. So I will never have my hand stick in there, especially here in the back, where I have to make sure that the bottom here, that's why I'm talking here in the bottom, the proper, that's where ice build up. And that's why you may break down if you don't clean it properly. Now, if I put on the other two here, the power lever on mid, rear and mid, or completely in the rear. If I put it just in the rear, yes, it's not running because I didn't engage the PTO switch. I'm going to show you that. But however, like you can see, the mechanical is engaged. So while the engine is running and the lever, it's at mid-range or rear, the only thing who's not, it's not, I have to think in my head, the only thing keeping not running this part, it's the switch. It's an electrical switch. Yes, it's a mechanical switch here. I have to push and then turn. However, it's a false sense of security, because anything could happen to a switch. It can have a short in the switch and it can engage right away. Now, can you imagine if the lever here is engaged in rear mid or completely in the rear, and suddenly, I know it's a high quality product and there's a lot of safety, but thing may happen and it start what I'm doing, clean up here, it will be messy. All right, so that's why I recommend you shut down the engine. But again, that's only me. I keep the engine running. However, what I do is I leave the power lever, the control lever, not the power lever on the aircraft, but the control lever on the mid. So despite if the switch do connect, that thing will never engage. All right. So that's a safety point for me. If you are in the same situation, I don't recommend that to do that, but that's what I do. It's just basically an awareness as to clean your snowblower before and after. So make sure then there's no ice. But the most important thing that I want you folks to know is this type of switches. This one right there, I'm pushing, all right? This one right there can fail. It's only an electrical switch. And a short may happen on the wire. There's a wheel under there, and there's various type of tractor. I know my friend Joe, it's a whole PTO. There's a clutch. There's nowhere in the world that thing can engage, even the engine running, because you need it's a mechanical, all right? But this, it's an electric switch activating a solenoid, which get in contact to activate the rear PTO. Now on my very short introduction video, I just want you to realize this. Safety is important. I don't recommend you to do what I do. The best way, or the best safe way, is to shut down your engine, put the control lever to where it's not activated, and that way you can do a better cleanup. However, after 45, for my case only, what I do is I make sure that the control lever, it's not engaged, and the switch obviously is off, and it's free. And please do use this little shovel, which is attached here, to clean up. So I'm just gonna clean up my snowblower right now. And one more thing, just hold that. Yes, I do use my small little shovel with the would come with the snowblower. Make yourself a wood one, but you can also use a broom, and that broom, that's what I use to remove all the extra snow from under here. Here. Again, just make sure that this area here is not full of ice. And then I remove all the snow on the top. Now, one thing I forget to mention is before you start the snowblower on your prep, make sure the snowblower is cold. So when I put the tractor outside, I make sure that the snowblower is cold. The reason why, and I did that on purpose, you see here it's sticky because it's thicker iron, and I didn't let cool down enough so the snow could stick right away. If it was cold, it would never have been sticky like on my front snowplow. My front snowplow is always outside, so there's no snow sticking on it. All right. So I hope you did understand well my English speaking abilities this morning, and I hope that it was basically an awareness about that type of safety, about the switch on the PTO itself, and how to prep before and after and during the use of your rear snowblower. All right, so and by the way, all my shear pin, all my hammer are on my toolbox with a small hammer and everything. I even have a flashlight in there. All right, so please do take care of yourself. Cheers.